Hello everyone, it's me Hex, and today I will be the narrator for one of these. It is the Chains version of the CYOAG. Introduce yourself, as everyone knows you.
Yes, everyone knows me. I'm Chaos Child, your second partner? Partner in crime?
Technically my first because the other dude's an editor and hasn't done many videos with me.
Yeah. I'm your partner in crime.
Basically. um,
By the way, I can't see anything. There you
so this, if you guys don't remember last time, ended with his character getting a crazy amount of points. Getting, what, 160 points? Combination
That's
between hero
my
and
fellow,
villains?
I believe.
hmm Um, and him and Silva were leaving when something interrupted their track. We zoom back in to see Silva helping him walk as he is still exhausted when a villain hits her in the back of the head with a sharp metal object. You fall over as well since you weren't quite prepared to stand on your own and you were still very, very exhausted. You turn.
I. Yep.
You turn to see the man that did this. And you recognize him, but you don't exactly know from where. It's a man with sort of sharpish features and what seems to be an arm made out of metal. Now, look at these bunch. It'll be a great haul. As he starts pulling out rope. You are so exhausted it's hard to open your eyes. The only reason you were able to keep walking was because Silva kept waking you up while you were almost about to fall over. And as you see the ropes being tied around both of you, you pass out. You
Trying to
awake in
figure
a
out what
dark,
this is.
moist room with what seems to be Silva tied using chains basically to the ceiling, but the chains are hanging down. She currently is hanging while you are sitting in your chair. Her arms are up because that's what they hung her by, and her head is slumped down, obviously unconscious. She is still breathing, though. You do notice that. And you were less exhausted than you were when you went to sleep.
What is tying me down?
Currently, ropes.
So they figured out the thing about chains, huh?
Oh, they just didn't want to buy chains.
Oh, the poor fools. So I'm on a chair.
Yep, it is a metal chair.
Um, so the ropes are tied to the chair. I'm going to try to wrap my chains around the back of the chair, then pull them back into myself, and then like tighten it, and like basically try to break the back off the chair.
That is very hard because it is a metal chair. You bend them a bit, but you do not quite break them
Yeah,
off.
the whole point is that as time, by giving leeway, then put crushing, it'll slowly break, and
Alright.
it's quiet for the most part.
It will take a while, though.
Hmm. Well, what are my other options here? Oh, wait a minute. How, how much chain do I have to work with again?
You kind of expended it all, so at the moment you have about 5 feet.
Hmm.
Silva is about 4.5 feet away from you. That is an option, but you do notice that the door is cracked and you hear chattering from outside. This seems to
Hmm.
be some sort of storage container room.
Um, going through my options. Are there also chains? I look around the room a bit more.
The only chains in the room are the ones that are keeping Silva up from the floor.
Anything else in the room?
There is some moist ground, a few rotting fish corpses, and a crowbar behind you, which you were assuming is used for torture. Because it
Why
is
do I
very
instantly
bloody.
assume that? Thinks my character.
Because it is very bloody on both ends.
um, how much feet is the chain connecting her to the ceiling?
About 14 feet because it's tied in a knot sort of thing around her wrists.
So that's about 10 feet to the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I should mention that she is only in her underwear so that they know she's not hiding anything.
And I guess I'm in the same state.
Yep.
Well,
Which also means your feet are against very, very cold metal.
let me think here. If I have 5 feet of chain to work with, I'm gonna gently poke her foot with a chain that I slowly send out of my pinky toe, like a tiny one.
She kind of shuffles a bit as she looks up with a pained expression on her face. And she notices that you are awake, obviously, from the chain touching her foot. She does not say anything out of fear.
Mm. I how am I going to do this? I kind of try to I don't know what the right word is, ask with my eyes, what can you do right now?
How do you do that?
Um, I make myself more serious than I think she would ever have seen me as before.
Mm-hmm. She just gets even more scared because she doesn't see your happy face, which means that it really is a scary situation.
Oh shit. Is my chair tied to the floor?
It can't be. You can move your chair.
Oh yeah.
It's difficult because your legs are tied to each chair leg.
Oh no 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 no
But
no
you
no
have
no.
to.
I'm going to wrap a bit of chains around the bottom of the chair legs, and then I'm just going to have them slowly extend and slowly nudge me forward, like physically lifting up
Like
the
a
chair.
worm, yeah. As where are you scooching yourself?
A bit closer to her, just enough for the chains on me to be able to touch the chains that are tying her up.
You extend them from the top of your head. As do you absorb them right away, or do you try to get under her, or what?
Um, I'm going to try to get under her first so I can stop her from hitting the floor roughly.
As you absorb the chains, suddenly you get another boost of energy as she falls onto your lap and just kind of rests her head on your shoulder as she is also exhausted. She seemed to have put up a fight after you were unconscious. Because you can see a bruise on her cheek and a black eye, and a few scrapes on her elbows and knees.
Good girl. Best girl. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. She fought for me. Hell yeah. So I now have 16 feet of chain,
Mm-hmm.
which is enough for me to be
No,
problematic.
14 plus 5, you have a 19-foot
14
chain.
plus 5. So I summoned about 3 feet of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just calmly, quietly muttered to myself, just eat away slowly at the chair. The one, back of it.
They don't have
Or at least,
mouths.
no, to, make their edges, sharp and, cut the rope.
Oh, okay. They do that immediately. Your
Yeah.
hands are free.
I gently, pick her up and put her into a back corner,
Mm-hmm.
and, I'm going to.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna be really weird, but go with me on this.
Okay.
I'm going to tie myself up with my own chains.
Uh, you do know they would notice that you are now covered in chains, not.
No. I'm gonna tie myself up the exact way she was tied up. So
You
they'll be
don't
just
have
more
a
confused.
feminine body.
No, that's the point. They'll be confused. They don't know what my quirk is.
True, I guess. Alright, how
Just
long
a
do you
little bit.
wait? Because they don't show up within the first 5 minutes.
Fine, I drop myself down.
As you drop down, what do you do? They are still chatting outside about some sort of fun they're gonna have with one of the people in the thing. You're guessing it's not you.
Hmm. It's in a situation like this that I'm actually kind of tough because I know what you want me to do, and that's not the last thing I want to do. Um.
There's nothing I want you to do.
Well, the only option I have right now is either A, burst through that door, or send a few chains through that door to figure out what the hell is going on.
You cannot see through your chains.
I know.
Okay.
Basically, just to see what the reaction is to just seeing something moving suddenly.
Most likely they would be drawn into this or into the crate,
Yeah,
seeing you.
that's the problem. Wait a minute. I know exactly what I want to do. I expel all the chains in my body, well, about half of them,
I was
and
gonna
I
say,
basically just
because you
say
do know
to,
you use those chains as like energy now, right?
yeah, no, but so long as they come back into me, I can get the energy back.
Mm-hmm.
Then I just say to basically wait, like to basically cling to the walls and wait until like uh whoever coming inside comes in all the way. Like there's seem to be no more people coming in than to lash out at the people that walk in.
All right. They start wriggling up the walls. It's sort of creepy. Now what do you do?
Then I make a loud noise.
Bang. Two men run into the crate as they're wondering what's going on. And suddenly, two metal chains clothesline them as they both get hit by the chains and fall backwards, hitting their heads on the floor of the crate.
I then quickly
They are
order them.
unconscious.
Yeah, I quickly order them to grab their ankles and tie them together.
They are now like bananas. What else?
um, well, I assume they're still awake, right?
No, they're unconscious.
Oh, hold on. Should I tie them up?
With what energy?
I still have half my chains left.
True, but at the same time, with what?
Um,
You had
I
19
still have
feet
that.
total, you expelled about half,
I still have that rope.
but it's cut in half and extremely short now.
Uh,
And it was just enough to cover both your feet and legs. Or both your feet and arms.
well, whatever. I guess I'll just take the chains back. Then, I'll let the chains back. Then, just kind of wrap them around her gently. Like you get what I mean, right?
You are still naked. Or not naked,
Eh,
but
I
near
don't care
naked.
about myself. Just her, and then I'm getting the fuck out of there.
As you are carrying her behind you with those chains, you have about 14 feet left because you only really needed about 5-ish feet.
Yeah.
As you get out of the crate, you notice a group of people in front of you as you immediately duck back into the door and peek out. You see 5 men, all decently sized, joking with each other as they start laughing about something that sickens you. I will not say it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Then to your right, you see 2 men stationed between an alleyway that the crates are creating, and you smell the ocean scent. You see one path, and that's to your left.
So we're in between crates, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm going to order some of the chains like that I have around her, basically to like carry her above the crates.
No, there's just enough to connect to your hand and to keep her up. So that wouldn't technically work.
Uh,
Unless you expel more than what is necessary.
I guess I'll just fucking murder these people then.
Are you sure? Because there is a path you could go. I said there's one path, and that's to your left.
Oh, I thought that's the path that they were going. I guess I
No.
sneak down that path.
As you crawl through, you see a few open crates, and when you look inside, people in the same arrangement of you. One tied to a chair with ropes, the other tied with chains to the ceiling.
I'm gonna free these people.
As you take in the trains from the person's, hanging, they wake up as they land on the ground, quietly, almost as if they were waiting for that. Then the person in the chair, as you cut them free using a knife made out of your chains, they stand up as they both nod. Can I ask them any questions? Maybe quirks, ideas, something?
Yeah, I suppose I should ask them, at least, if they know the general specifics, like, do you know who these guys are? What are your quirks? Can you fight?
The person that was hanging, you can't really tell in the darkness, but you assume it's feminine from the voice. I have I have a sort of watcher quirk, you could say. The men are part of a bigger organization trying to take people's quirks. We don't know exactly how it's possible, but there are over 100 people here stuck in these crates. And each person is either tortured or killed before their quirk is taken. She says with a tear. That you can hear, but you can't see. The person that was sitting in the chair says, "It was awful. The people in this crate before us were just dragged out as lifeless corpses."
Oh, boy. Hmm. Well, let's cause a little panic then.
I'm
I
willing to.
say, kind of half jokingly aloud, to, like, comfort the probably slightly awake woman that's on my back now.
Basically.
And, I asked the man, what did you say your quirk was?
Oh, my quirk? I have a boost quirk. I can boost a certain aspect of anyone around me and or myself. So far, I can only do 2 people at a time. I usually boost her quirk, Apprehension. It allows her to basically move her consciousness and her sight, hearing, and smell around her within a mile. My quirk, like I said, allows me to boost strength. I usually boost my strength and her quirk. We work as a duo. But your quirk seems to be decently strong.
Okay, following that then. Keep her quirk boosted, and you two keep following me. We're going to have to. Wait, no. I'm going to tie you back up with my chains that basically, I'm going to make it so that you can get out whenever you need to. Just any time of struggle, both of you just need to do whatever you need to do to, like, resist, okay? I'm going to slowly keep doing the same to all the other people in this. Then when it's time, we can all break out at the same time.
They both nod as they hold out their hands to be tied up.
Um, I kind of tie up the guy again in the chair, then I quickly bind the woman back up, but I make it so that the moment she like pulls, like she like flicks her wrist upwards, the chains will loosen.
The chains ask you, should we form a weapon for the man when it is time?
Um, what weapon are you proficient in again?
He just says, any.
Um, staff, sword, knife.
I prefer things with edges. I'm a
So
duelist
chainsword,
like
got
those
it. Sword.
heroes. The chains agree with you and say, for the woman, armor? The ones that
Yeah,
are
that'd be
holding the
nice.
woman. Okay. We have our orders. Now go free those others. You are guessing a motherly figure says to you. The chains, like I said, are from everyone who has died souls. This
Yeah.
one you were guessing is a mother, and the man's weapon, or that are currently tying him up, you are assuming was a fighter.
Yep. I kind of smile at them and like thank the chains, much to the people's confusion, and move on.
As you step out of the crate, the one directly opposite of theirs is nudged open, and you can hear whispering from within inside. You do not hear men, or like, no, you don't hear adults whispering. It's quiet and kind of squeaky, like teenagers or kids. That's your best indicator.
I I quickly send a chain in and cover the mouths of the probably two children in there, and
Yep.
then I open the door.
As you open the door, you can see them very distressed. Someone you guess to be maybe 11, and the other one probably 15.
I calmly say to shh, I'm not hurting you. I'm not going to hurt you. It's okay. It's okay.
They
I
both
just
visibly calm as they then look you up and down, and the 15-year-old, which you do notice is female and also is hanging. You start to figure out what these men are doing. They have the boys tied with rope in chairs, and the females
yeah.
chained up.
I I get what they're doing.
Okay.
um. I do the same thing, except this time I basically just order the chains to like the moment that if the moment something comes in, just to lash out at the people that walk in and to like bar the door.
They say,
Cause
even if it is someone else, like you, are these prisoners? The chain that you were talking to says.
French. If another person, like another prisoner, you probably can tell who you all are. Cause yeah, let them
Indeed.
in.
Very well.
And I do the same thing. I take her chain, then tie her up with it again, and chair, and then I keep moving crate to crate stealthily.
Alright, the next crate is people in their 20s.
Hmm. Well, same deal. Take the chains,
Are you
cut a
going to ask
single
for, like,
piece of rope.
quirks this time or something?
Wait, what?
Are you going to ask for quirks this time? Because they
Yeah,
are
because
capable, yeah.
old enough. Um, sorry to ask you this when you're in this type of situation, but what type of quirks do you have?
The woman says, I have a speed quirk. It allows me to momentarily slow down time while I move faster.
Okay, good. In that case, there's a bunch of kids in the cell over there, and I would like you to get them out when everything goes down, if you'd do that kindly. And what about you, sir?
My quirk, it allows me to, let's say, persuade those who listen to my voice. That is why they had my mouth gagged.
Oh, we could get out now then, but yeah, we can wait. Um, uh, I basically just put the gag back on his mouth, but I clearly cut a hole in it.
Yeah. He seems to hide it by, like, closing his teeth on the hole so it's not quite visible.
Yeah.
He nods to you
uh,
as you exit.
yeah, I make my way up, then I make sure that you know I'm closing the doors
Yeah,
as I'm
very
going around,
quietly.
right? Yeah, okay. To the next and the next and just so on and so forth, because I guess you don't go through all 100 of these, huh?
Oh, I could. The next crate has a woman with the quirk of basically seeing the future. We'll say that. And she, like, as you enter, she is already out of her chains and is helping her friend, who his quirk is the ability to basically turn. So he can double his strength, and when he doubles his strength, if he hits something, he can double it again, and so on and so forth.
So every single time he hits something or gets hit,
He
he doubles
doubles
his
his
strength.
strength. and that means like he doesn't just add ×2 to his original strength. No, he doubles
No,
his
yeah,
current strength.
it
Yeah.
stacks. So
So he could be
I
All
look at
Might
it with an
level in
apologetic
5
way and say,
punches.
"I'm sorry, sir, but in order to get out of here, I'm gonna have to whip you for a minute."
He nods as he is well past pain sensors. You punch
All
him,
right,
and he
well,
doesn't seem to like react at all. But you can
no,
tell
I'm
his
just
muscles are
getting
starting
all
to
my chain
close.
links to just pummel him for a minute.
You see that he grows to the size about All Might, and then you can stop.
Okay, I think this is enough. Alright. I'll be bringing you above, and you can probably help the rest of these people get out, correct? I asked Sylvan.
She nods. She says, "This will work, I think. I don't see the most definite possibility. I see about 5 of the most likely possibilities," she says. "So far, we're going down one of the best."
Yeah, I wonder if I should open up a few more to see, but if we waste any more time, they're gonna check that cell because their two idiot friends are, well, you know.
As
Oh,
you
and I
say
put
this,
down Silva, or Silver,
Silva. It is Silva.
yeah, Silva, yeah. I put down Silva and just kind of like leave her with the woman, like, could you kind of watch over her for me?
She looks at her, looks at you, winks, and says, "You'll do plenty of watching in the future." And then you leave.
I hate people with feature sight. It makes things so awkward. I say to the man as we walk out.
As you walk out, you can see the men start to enter the gate or great crate you were in. And then
Ah,
they start saying something quickly as they are getting antsy. You
so I
figure the
look at the
time
man
is
and
now.
say, ready to have some fun?
He nods at you as his voice is deeper now. "Hell yeah."
I wrap his waist around my chains and like I physically
Wrap
like
his
use
waist
all my.
around your chains? That's gotta be painful.
I wrap his waist around with chains, and I basically like use my full strength, and with help of the chains by anchoring myself, I basically like do a single rotation, then fling him at the people.
As he's flying, he gets bigger because he felt pain from the fucking friction of the chains. He is now like 2 times the size of All Might, like Nomu level size. As he just impacts the crate, the entire thing just fucking crumples like a soda can. You hear screaming from
Did I?
inside, but then you just see a gush of blood as you assume he did the job.
Thumbs up. And then I say calmly, "We didn't do this."
Your chains all at the same time say in your head, "No, no, we didn't."
I basically just instruct the rest of the chains to just like scatter out, then just bring all the chains and all the people like back into the center to like. Basically, I'm asking them to feel me.
As they find their way back to you, they are all like snakes as they bring 100 people. The ones you didn't get to save. Like the ones that were triple stacked high.
Jesus Christ. That's
They are
a lot
at
of
your
people.
bidding. And over 100 people all at once tell you their quirks. The ones that stick out: one allows someone to fly at supersonic level, but every time they
No,
do,
I cut them off and just like, okay, I don't know what the downside is. Go get help. Go!
as they fly away, all you see is their clothing left behind.
I collected for them later.
Then the next one is a woman that tells you she has a quirk similar to yours. She's able to absorb metal of any type and then use it as forming weapons and other things like that.
I just gently tap the containers.
She understands as she absorbs 3 whole ass containers and starts making weapons for all the enhancement type quirks. You see swords, shields. You see a fucking crossbow. You don't know where she got the what chairs. You suddenly think. Then you see her make bolts with metal, stone, wood, all of it. You don't know where the fuck she's getting the feathers. Birds, but how?
Birds.
Burbs.
No, I look around the group and see one person with a bird mutation. I'm like, oh, you poor bastard.
The next thing you see, the next one that catches your eye, is someone who says they can turn into any animal. They call themselves Beast Boy. I really did, I'm sorry.
I'm not mad.
You
Just
say that, but you are.
I'm just disappointed.
That's the
Thinking
dude that
of-
turned into a bird.
Oh, you poor bastard. What the animal that you could use for this situation would be
Maybe you could make him turn into
turn into a hummingbird and start scouting around for me. There's probably more of these assholes out in around here.
He nods as he just jumps in the air and before landing, shrinks as he puffs into a puffing bird or fucking What is wrong with me? A hummingbird and starts flying around. As the next quirk is very interesting.
What is it this time? Go ahead.
It's the quirk is actually kind of useful. It's the ability to turn any human, including themselves, into small, like small-in-eyes people. Easier for
How
escape
small?
and stuff. To the size of an ant.
Backup plan.
Yep.
Wait, no. I basically tell him to kill the kids, shrink them down, and lead them out of here.
He nods and says, "What about the rest of you guys?"
If
can
all of
only
us
turn up to
disappear,
12
they're going
people.
to start looking closer.
Yeah, he can only turn up to 12 people, by the way. I should have said that.
Oh, just take the youngest with you and go.
He nods. There
We
is a
have
problem
enough.
with that, because the last person that intrigues your mind is a 16-year-old with the quirk to quite literally make what ifs but real. He can think of any idea, and if it's within reason, it forms into reality. He shows you this by thinking of your perfect weapon. A fucking 55-pound pile of chains just pop into reality. Like, they don't even slowly build up. No, they just go. You hear a pop, and they just fall to the ground.
I instantly dive in it.
As you are rolling around at the glory, you are boosted by the energy, and he says, "Well, am I able to stay back or stay behind and protect everyone with you?"
Yeah. New plan. Go with the girl that can turn in metal and start creating bullets. Like a lot of bullets.
He nods as he gets your point. Gunpowder and bullets, the things she can't create. Smart. And he starts running off trying to find her.
Oh, God, did I just create a mafia?
The last person that catches your interest is a person that quite literally can stick to anything and unstick whenever he wants. And he can stick to something and move it instead of him. He shows you this by picking up a crate with his pinky finger. And he's not strong. Like, you could probably beat him in an arm wrestling contest.
No, I couldn't because you just moved me.
What'd you say?
No, I couldn't because you just stick to me, then move me.
True. If not using quirks. Not using quirks, you could. He's just he can just use leverage, and he is about 19, so.
Okay, so let's put you on the top area and have you. I hate to say this, but you'll understand. You're going to crush some people to death today.
He nods without any worry. Alright. He does have a little
I,
bit of fury in his eyes, though. You notice that he's probably either related or knew one of those lifeless corpses you were talked or told about earlier.
oh, and I just say outright, does anyone hear of a fire quirk? We won't have enough time to bury all the corpses, and I don't think we'll be able to recover them all, so...
I don't know if you're gonna like this or not, but Todoroki himself steps out of the crowd.
God fucking damn it! Why are you here?
Was...
No, I don't actually say that because I don't know who he is, but
okay.
So, fire quirk?
I have an ice and fire. If it's to save lives, I will use my fire, but I will not like it, and none of you will tell anyone I did, he stubbornly says.
No, I say bluntly to everyone, as far as the world is concerned, if we get out of here before the police show up, none of us were here.
They all nod.
Okay. You're going to give people an impromptu funeral because it's better to say they died out protecting people than whatever the hell they did.
All right.
Well then, this might not go tits up.
And as you say that, you see them. A helicopter and hundreds of people are funneling over the crates and stuff as you have this basically little arena-like thing built in the center. As you see villains of all types rushing towards you guys. You see as the enhancement quirks immediately go into hand as some of them are swinging giant hammers. Like, when I say giant, I mean crate-sized hammers. Some are punching with gauntlets, some are swinging swords, others scythes even.
How many feet of chains do I have now?
You have about 75. Let me finish my explanation as you see that boy, the 16-year-old, holding an AK-47 as he is just letting loose.
What I'm gonna do is, I'm going to get my chains to basically, all but about 20 feet of them, to basically just shoot up to the top and just basically act as like a deflecting thing. What?
I was gonna say, are you going to take down the helicopter, the thing shooting hundreds of bullets at your friendlies?
Oh wait, yeah, that would be a good idea.
Actually, do you want to know what's going on? The helicopter is shooting hundreds of bullets, but they're seemingly stopping in midair about 5 feet away from the turret. You look around to see what's going on, and then you see Silva with her right eye completely covered in silver. She's holding her hand towards the silver bullets. Which in this world, by the way, the one way to completely cancel out a quirk is using silver.
Huh. And she has a quirk that can control it. Go fucking figure. I look at her just... my eyes straighten like a... Hey, wanna push those right back into the gun?
She shakes her head as she squeezes her fist and they start burning a bright red as they melt, and then she flicks out her pointer finger and thumb as far away from each other as they can, and they start forming chains. Silver chains as the chains start wiggling towards you in midair. Suddenly your connection links. About 5 feet away from the chains, your arms just send souls into them. As the chain, about 50 some odd feet long, by itself, it looks at you. Like you can tell it's looking at you, as it says in a voice that you as a player might recognize, but your character won't. Oh, so I'm finally back in the story, eh? What do you need? Izuku Midoriya says.
Oh no. I need something that's big and badass that is willing to do whatever the hell it needs to do in order to make sure all these people live.
You start to see as the chain glows, as these red lines surround it.
Oh my God,
the chain has one for all.
Oh, how did he die?
He didn't die. He was never in the world. This is from a different world.
Oh, and she...
Yes.
Right. Technically, I have his soul.
Yep. as the one for all chain impacts the fucking helicopter. It spears right through. You just see the head of a person on the end of the chain as it rockets into the skyline. The helicopter falls, about to crash into the main source of people, when
I stop it.
when that same sticky boy just reaches his hand up, and as soon as his fingers touch it, you hear a crack as his pointer finger breaks, but the rest of his fingers is just holding it up. And then he just waves his hand at you and accidentally lets go of his connection as the fucking helicopter goes flying hundreds of feet into the ocean.
You good? Also, nice throw.
Ah, thanks! And then your vision is
Kinda...
suddenly held up by the person that can fly, who is very naked, and your nose sprouts a little bit of blood as she says, "Alright, cops are coming. Can I have my clothes back?"
Throws them to her instantly.
She instantly just puts them on as if she phased through them. The bird person comes back as he says, "I counted 300. We've killed about 120.
Alright, so that leaves 180 left. We can...
The chains all around you as that silver chain comes back. Do you know what that means? The chain that has one for all enters you.
I'm not accepting it that way. I'll be expelling this chain later, but I'll be using it now.
As you feel a boost of power, the chain says, "Ah, finally useful again. Alright, replacement, what do you need?"
I need you to, and this is gonna sound really weird, send a piece of yourself into each and every individual here.
He nods as some squeal as it literally buries into their flesh. No blood is drawn, but it wiggles into their flesh as suddenly all of their eyes glow a bright golden light.
This is going to be interesting.
And suddenly quirks start expanding as the dude swinging the crate-sized hammer suddenly just fucking throws it at max velocity as it's blurring, and it impacts the main group of them as an explosion of power erupts. About 100 of them die again, so there's only 180 people left. Then you see the boy with the creation quirk as he holds his hands towards the sky, and these red lines appear on his flesh as this golden glow emits him. Suddenly, this just fucking gigantic
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yeah, T-Rex spawns in the air as it falls down and starts clawing and ripping people to pieces with its mouth. You can also tell it's not exactly a T-Rex. It has long arms, and those arms have claws, as it is just basically a giant raptor, as it's pulling things apart, clawing at people. Then you see Silva, as she just holds her hand up, and you see a torrent, like a river of molten fucking lava / silver, spilling out of her hand, as it engulfs a bunch of people, and they start screaming as they start burning to death. The person that can fly super speed flies away, but their clothes aren't there. Their quirk evolves as well, as they go around just fucking disintegrating people while they fucking pass through them at light speed.
So I'm quickly doing the math. That leaves about 80 people now. And I haven't had to lift my finger. So I just say to my chains, in a very aggressive voice, just kill the rest.
As a torrent of chains gets unleashed from your body, they form what seems to be a mech and a stairway into the back so that you can control it like a mech suit.
Oh, well, I guess I'm doing this now.
As you step up, you put your arms in the sockets made by the chains, and you feel power as you swing around, crushing people. You kick as bodies fly in the air. You are just disintegrating bitches. Like, not reality turning them into atoms. No, I mean you are crushing their bones into dust.
I'm
squishing
still
their
with.
brains out of skulls. Oh, god damn it, he's gone again. Give us a minute. Anyway, how do you guys like it so far? A bit exciting, right? Okay. What was the last thing you heard?
Uh,
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you there? What was the last thing
Yeah,
you heard?
crushing bones to dust.
You smash as you see human paste, like out of a toothpaste bottle, get squeezed out as you step on someone. You were just swinging your hands around as when I say like Titan mech, you know the movie Pacific Rim?
Yeah,
You're in one of
mhm.
those, but made of chains,
uh,
and you can
I'm still
control
waiting
it
for
on
you
your
to
own.
say, and you wake up.
Nah, as you finish the job, the cops haven't gotten there yet, so you think you guys can get away with no manslaughter.
I literally say to the creation boy Quirk, and like, while he's still super powered up, and like, hey, wanna make us a portal that leads us to an abandoned beach somewhere, like in the city?
He says, I can do one better, and he creates a spaceship. A
That's
literal
a little,
no, like an
it's a little.
alien spaceship, like something from a cartoon. Like you guys can travel at light speed without pressing a button, basically.
That brings so much attention, but fuck it, everyone in.
As soon as you get in, you see a camera on, or you don't see a camera, but your chains report to you, the ones left outside, that you are completely invisible. As the boy is piloting it since he created it, he flies you guys to a beach 100 miles away.
I thought we wanted to be in the city.
You guys are still in the city, it's just on the other side, and a beach on the other side.
Alright, so everyone got out of there.
Yep, you guys are now on the other side as everyone exits the ship and it disintegrates.
I tell the rest of the chains that I left behind to basically go into the water, then slither away back to me while I sit on the beach and just say, um, uh, well, we never met, right? Ever?
They all look like, not before now, but hell yeah, we did. And they all just hold out their fists for you to fist bump as you just go around in a victorious circle.
Yeah, I hold my, I hold my hand because, like, I'm now exhausted because
Yeah,
I maybe have a foot left of chain left in me.
basically. Your chains eventually do like 45 to 50 minutes, slither through the city, get around the ocean, go under through waste things. They find their way to you.
So, oh, that was an experience.
They all look at you like, what was that crazy chain you put in us that boosted up our quirks? You now notice
Honestly,
that feeling
I
is
don't
gone.
know.
You now notice that feeling is gone, and you assume it is from them as well, as Izuku's soul has left them all, including you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I should be taking those back though, and I just kind of like raise my hand and just will.
A silver chain appears as it wiggles out of the skin and then enters yours. You now have a silver chain, which do remember that cancels out quirks, so if you ever figure out an enemy's
Yeah.
quirk, you might be able to fist
Erase your
bump
head,
them,
eat your heart out.
basically. Just like cover his eyes.
My character's
Ugh.
committed murder. Now I have to deal with this problem.
Yeah, you kind of doubt yourself, but the voices in your head, which you now know as all your chains that you've already made and connected to souls, say, they were gonna kill you, so you killed them. Think of it as a learning experience. The rest of the people lived today because you may have taken a few lives.
A
Feel guilt,
few?
but don't kill
No,
yourself
I
over
look at
it.
them. Like I look at my, I like look inwards on myself and like imagine the chains. I'm like, a few?
Fine, like 100, but that's it. You saved 100 more.
Oh, I look down for a second. Like, oh, we forgot to kill the two morons that we left in the cage.
Oh no, they were squashed, remember?
Right.
Which, by the way, that big dude is now back to puny, like Small Knight, as he walks over to you and says, Ah, that was a great idea you did. And whatever that boost of power you gave us was incredible.
How did that affect you anyway?
They hit me once and I turned into a titan. You slightly remember that, but you were too enticed in your own titan.
Oh, so that's who I threw. Makes sense. I would ask you for your name, but considering the circumstances, that's not appropriate.
Why is it not, friend? I feel like we've gone through a lot already.
That normally would be the case, but I'd rather find you some other time than connect then and make that our reason how come we know each other.
Ah, whatever you think. He walks away, and he starts talking to his friend, and suddenly you feel a presence behind you.
Character is edgy, so he just forms a chain ball and just curls up in it.
Your chains melt as it doesn't burn into you; they just melt into you as they are forced to. As Silva bends down and picks you up and says, "Don't do that." I mean, picks you up by grabs your hand and pulls you to your feet.
I was about to say, like,
Princess carries you. No, but she picks you up to your feet and says,
Yeah.
"Thank you for that. You were incredible out there."
I wouldn't say that was incredible. That was more like blind panic with a bit of luck.
You organized 100 people into an army and then had them face off against 300 and we won. 300 people with quirks and guns and we won. I think that's pretty incredible.
Oh, it was basically just a bunch of voices from the chains telling me what to do.
Technically not, because the few things
For
they
the
told
most
you...
part, they kept me calm.
Yeah.
If it was just me out there, panic.
She nonetheless hugs you out of thanks, and you notice she has new clothing. You're, at the moment, thanking the creation boy, as she is wearing a very tight-fitting dress made of silver cloth and white cloth.
And I just make myself quickly close out of chains because I never got clothes.
As your clothes form, the chains listen to you as they change into basically chainmail, but tighter. And it's not as thick. It's like
Huh.
actually... I don't know how to explain it. It's like they make the cloth pattern out of metal. It's not exactly comfortable, but it's not horrible.
I could just wear a padded shirt, then I could just wear this every day.
Yeah, basically. Actually, the creation boy walks over to you as he says, I have to thank you for that. I was almost freaking out. Then when you allowed me to stay behind, I think your bravery gave me a little of my own." And he snaps his
I,
fingers as he creates your hero costume. You can say what it looks like, but yeah.
I didn't expect this right now, so no.
I know,
We will
you're
get to
going to
this
be
later.
wearing it during the, hero training, but that's next episode. This was an entire experience of its own.
Why did I suddenly form an army? Why did I murder a bunch of people? Why am I now a target for All For One?
You're
Because
not
I
a
know for a
target
fact they
for...
were watching.
Oh, wait, you are a target for All For One. Oh, God, I just realized that, yeah. That's pretty
You fucked me.
funny. Everyone separates except for they all give you their numbers and says, "If you need anything, call me." Everyone
Basically, I
says
just
at the
add them in
same
my
time,
phone as in case of emergency, press fuck.
basically, and they say, "And that means anything, even if you just need a donut in class. We'll all help you."
I look around like where'd the weird boy go?
Which boy?
Todoroki.
Oh, he left as soon as you guys got there.
Yeah, I figured. First day of school challenges. Here we go.
Not even. You weren't even. This was before you guys got to school.
No,
This
we
was
didn't even
this.
get our
This is
acceptance letters yet.
this
No,
is the nighttime.
school's gonna be delayed. School's gonna be delayed because about 100, no, over 300 people suddenly just died,
Yeah, we're found dead in
and the culprits just disappeared. Like
never
the
fucking
police heard
seen.
the fighting, then gone.
Basically, let me explain what I'm going to do here. Is we're going to end this at exactly an hour, which is in 5 minutes. But up until then, I'm going to be explaining to you what's going to happen to all the other people so that you might have a sound mind about them. The Creation Boy goes back to his high school, which is actually the rival hero school, but doesn't say much about it. By the way, you are also 15, so I don't know why you keep
Yeah.
treating them super. Yeah. um, he's actually a year above you. He's 16. Whatever. Um, he goes to Oteku or something for the. I forgot which school it was called. It was Oteku or Oteku, is it?
I didn't even remember it myself. I just remembered it as a place where Windboy and Weird Girl that Toga was came
Oh
from.
yeah, that and also Flesh Dude, which is disgusting.
Oh, I forgot about Flesh Dude. Ew.
I fucking hate him. It's so gross. It's so gross. Anyway, um, yeah, Oteku, I think it is. It's either Oteku or Taku or something like that. Otaku or Oteku. And basically, he arrives at his school the next day and explains that he was out because he was sick. They all acknowledge that, but he looks smugly towards the camera as he says, "Yeah, never gonna forget that sick day."
What a sick day it was! There was a lot of sick things happening.
The next person we see in line is the girl that can see the future almost. The five most likely paths. Um, she goes back to her work. As she sits down at her desk, it's an office job. One of her friends asks what happened. She just said she went on a little bit of a stroll and got caught by someone. Then a boy helped her out. And also said that she saw some interesting paths forming. Then was asked by everyone in the office about the stocks that would be impressed in the next few days. Stuff like that. So they
And
could.
then she sighed because her life
Yeah.
went back to normal.
Yep. Then we go over to the big guy, the one that can double his strength, as he goes back to his gym and his boxing career, as he's in the middle of a fight when a person punches him, and he just grows as he very easily grabs the dude by his head and lifts him, as he just thinks, I still have the adrenaline from the other night. When will I see that boy again? He brings trouble with him everywhere. But it's fun at least, and then he just fucking throws the dude out of the ring.
Yeet.
The next person we visit is Silva, as you and her walk home, as she goes to sleep immediately in her bed. And I do believe I made Endeavor her father, right? Did I?
No?
No. Did I? I'm not sure.
I don't think so.
I know I made her family
Also, I'd like to
rich.
point out you did a shitty job this time because I never rolled shit.
Oh no, that's how I think I'm gonna have the rest of your stuff, because you are overpowered enough for you just to do what you want.
Oh, so it's just my decisions now. Oh boy.
Yep. It's a full choose
It's
your
because
own
I'm
adventure
always right
game.
anyway.
Yep. Um, the last dude that we're going to visit was the person that could fly at supersonic speed. She goes back to her pizza job as she grabs her foods and now can fly without losing her clothes.
Because she's experiencing a fight or flight and they're like, oh, this isn't so bad.
Yeah. As she flies around the city, she actually stops off at your house as she drops you a pizza and then continues her job.
I just calmly ask, how the hell do you know where I live?
She smugly looks at you. That girl that could tell the future told me where you lived from seeing you walk home.
I just kind of like flip off like someone there. Come on, woman. Not cool.
The audience hears a faint chuckle in the background. Yeah, that ends all the paths, as we have just barely gotten over an hour. Next episode, be looking forward to watching him enter school, do the quirk apprehension test in hero training.
We'll have to actually roll for some of that shit.
Yes, definitely. Alright, if you guys enjoyed, like and comment, and we'll see you next time.